Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, the Print Lab Chronicles, a place where we learn about 3D printing together. I'm just starting out and I'll be sharing my honest journey, the wins, the fails, and all the lessons in between. If you have ever been curious about 3D printing, or if you are a seasoned maker with tips to share, I would love for you to join me. So, you have probably heard the term 3D printing floating around. Maybe you have seen cool videos of intricate objects magically appearing, or perhaps you have wondered if it's some futuristic tech for scientists in labs. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not, and it's way cooler than you might think. At its core, 3D printing is like building with super tiny, invisible Lego bricks, one layer at a time. Instead of carving away material from a big block, which is what traditional manufacturing often does, 3D printing adds material layer by tiny layer until your object is complete. That's why it's also called additive manufacturing, because you're literally adding to create. Think of it this way: imagine you have a digital blueprint, like a super detailed drawing of something you want to create, say a miniature spaceship. You feed that blueprint into a special software, and it slices your spaceship into thousands of super thin horizontal layers. Yes, thousands. Then it translates those slices into instructions for the printer, telling it exactly where to move and how much material to put down for each layer. It's like giving a robot a super precise recipe for building your object from ground up. So, the whole process usually looks something like this: design. You start with a digital model, often created using computer aided design or CAD software. Don't worry, we'll talk more about that later. And there are even free, super easy options for beginners. Slice. That digital model gets sliced into those thin layers by special software. This software generates what's called G code, basically the printer's language. Print. The 3D printer then takes that G code and, with incredible precision, builds your object layer by layer, usually by melting and extruding plastic. Post process. Sometimes, after the print is done, you might need to do a little cleanup, like removing support structures or curing the material, depending on your type of printer. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like something from a sci fi movie, and you wouldn't be wrong. The earliest ideas for 3D printing popped up way back in 1981 with Dr. Hideo Kodama in Japan. But the first commercial 3D printing technology, called stereolithography, was patented by Chuck Hull in 1986. For a long time, this tech was super expensive and mostly used in big industries. But then, around 2009, something amazing happened. Key patents expired. This meant the cost of 3D printers dropped dramatically, making them accessible to us, the everyday makers and hobbyists. It's no longer just for big factories, it's for your garage, your desk, your creative ideas. So, why is this so exciting? Because 3D printing unleashes a whole new world of possibilities. You can create custom parts of things around your house, design unique gifts, make intricate art pieces, or even prototype inventions. What used to be too complex or too expensive to produce with traditional methods is now within reach. It gives you the control to turn your digital dreams into tangible reality, layer by fascinating layer. Why should you care about 3D printing? Why is it such a big deal for hobbyists, educators, or even professionals? It's a game changer because it puts incredible power right into your hands. Unleash your creativity. Have you ever wished you could just make that thing you dreamt up? With 3D printing, you can literally bring your imagination to life, from custom action figures to unique home decor. Your ideas are no longer limited to paper or screen. This is where your creativity truly knows no bounds. Customization is king. Need a very specific phone stand for your desk, a custom mount for your camera, or maybe a unique cookie cutter for your next baking adventure? 3D printing allows for unparalleled customization. You are no longer limited by what's available in stores. You can design and print exactly what you need, tailored perfectly to your specifications. For inventors and problem solvers, 3D printing is a dream come true. You can quickly print a prototype of an idea, test it out, find its flaws, tweak the design, and print a new version, all within hours or days. This iterative process speeds up innovation dramatically. Think of it as having your own miniature factory at your fingertips, allowing you to iterate on designs quickly and efficiently. Empowerment and education. For anyone looking to learn, 3D printing offers an incredible hands on educational experience. You learn about design, engineering, material science, and even basic programming. It's a powerful tool for STEM education and personal skill development. Plus, there is a huge supportive community ready to help you every step of the way, making learning incredibly accessible and fun. You're not just printing, you are problem solving, innovating, and joining a global community of makers. Before we wrap up this first episode, let's quickly go over a few key terms that you will hear me use a lot on this channel. Don't worry if they don't all stick right away. We'll be diving into each of them in future videos. 3D printing or additive manufacturing. That's our main star, building objects layer by layer from a digital design. CAD, computer aided design. This is the software we use to create those virtual 3D models. Think of it as your digital sculpting tool. Filament. This is the raw material, usually plastic, that our FDM printers use to build objects. It's like the ink for your 3D printer. Slicing software. This magical program takes your 3D model and turns it into instructions, G code for the printer. Build plate. This is the surface where your 3D object is printed. Getting your first layer to stick to this is super important. Layer height. This refers to the thickness of each individual layer. Thinner layer means more detail, but longer print times. Supports. Sometimes, if your design has parts hanging out mid air, the printer needs temporary structures to hold them up while printing. We call these supports. And that's our quick, fun introduction to the amazing world of 3D printing. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what this technology is all about and why I am so excited to explore it with you. If any of this sparked your curiosity, I would love for you to subscribe and follow along. I will be sharing my first printer setup, slicing tutorials, and plenty of fails. Because let's be real, they are inevitable. But more importantly, I need your help. What do you want to see next? Got tips for a newbie? Comment below. I'm here to learn from you too. This is just the beginning, and I'm excited to grow this channel with you. Thanks for watching the Print Lab Chronicles. See you in the next one.